I thought. I mean, obviously it wasn't a penalty. We see the kind of rush to try and brand
It's a diver.
John Guedetti a cheat, led by one of Scotland's biggest cheats in Neil McCann. So, but I mean, the golfing class was absolutely enormous. I mean, I think we've won 10 straight games against Hearts, scored 35 goals, conceded 2. It doesn't get much better than that. And it's, I thought it was, I don't know what you thought, Jason. I thought it was a pretty subdued Hearts crowd on Sunday. They never sold all their tickets, and
I was surprised at that because it was £20 for the ticket, which I thought was reasonable. Obviously it's no in their season ticket, so they would have to pay. So maybe that's because it's live in telly. It's 3:15. Maybe if you guys wanted to stay in the pub, but I would have thought the way their team had been playing, especially on the back of a couple of great results in the league. And I thought they'd have sold the place out. I was kind of surprised, but there's some Celtic support there. There was the amount of people holding up money outside.
Money. I've seen that.
Looking for tickets was unreal. But I just thought the occasion Celtic were they just played within themselves in the first half, but in the second half they just come right out of their blocks and it went off. It could have been 10 at one point. No, you were saying to yourself, and I think Delia was a bit pissed off that they didn't take his interview. But one thing I'd like to say, I listened to that podcast after it, on Monday on the way to work, the Radio Scotland one, and it was Alan Preston, and he was fizzing, obviously, about the refereeing decisions. But fair play to him, see, after it, he turned around and says, let's face it, he says, Celtic have got the best players by a mile in this country. And he says, if they play the way they can, they'll destroy everybody in front of them. And it's quite refreshing to hear that, because he was obviously gutted. He's a Hearts fan, but it was quite fair, and he's got reason to be gutted because the penalty did kill them, But what do you do if it was the other way? Hearts wouldn't have gave it up, and plus we got the goal disallowed as well for Commons. Alexander made a total arse of it.
And I think, what was pleasing for me is the week before, Sevco went to Tynecastle basically to try and not fuck out of Hearts. And not know if they're striding. It never worked. And we went there the following Sunday to just pass them off the park, and that's exactly what we did. And then we just played exactly how you should play when you go up against 10 men. We weren't charging forward, just kept passing it, kept moving it, and you could see Hearts physically wilting as the game going on. Yeah. And you're right, I think certainly a couple of jambles I spoke to after the game were they said the only positive they took at the game that it wasn't an 7-0, because it easily could have been. The golfing class was that enormous,
Aye, absolutely. And it was great to see, and I say celebrations for the team and stuff like that, and it was a right good day out. So and that was me no drinking, so happy days.
You were still dealing with the fear from Thursday.
That's the new me. I went to a gig on Sunday night as well. Paul Heaton, never drunk at that, drove. It's a new me.
You're bollocks.
Yeah.
How was your trip anyway?
It was all right. Listen, I've got something to read out for the Kano Foundation. As everybody knows, everybody on this podcast loves the Kano Foundation, and anybody who's a Celtic supporter should love the Kano Foundation because it's the best thing about Celtic Park. So if anybody goes onto their website, www.thekanofoundation.com, put that in front of it. I always forget and do www.Kano Foundation, but put that in front of it, and I'll just read it out because I think it's an absolutely fantastic initiative, and I think it could go into something bigger here between supporters buses. So the Kano Foundation start a new initiative which we hope will enable more kids to join us at a match. Through our supporters bus link-up, we are listing Celtic Supporters Club, which run a bus to home matches and are able to make space available for some excited kids and adults who are guests of the Kano Foundation. So quite often we're contacted by potential groups who have no access to transport for a number of reasons. It could be affordability, carpooling is problematic, poor access to public transport, and regrettably the Kano Foundation don't have the budget to pay their travel costs, so we often refer them to their local supporters bus. So buses that have welcomed their groups on board include the Drum Chapel Celtic Supporters Club, Michael David CSC, and most recently been the Neve Podrick for Dublin CSC, who upgraded their minibus to a coach to get all the kids over for Dublin for what was a truly amazing day, and our Joe was with it. Yep. So your supporters bus could be part of this and the wider Kano Foundation experience. So who can say no to that, because it's the greatest thing. So for deserving children up and down the country, so by registering with the Kano Foundation, just go onto their website and register. We'll put your names, your bus names on the website with our main contact details for interested groups to get in touch. So see, even people that aren't talking about taking kids, go in there, and if you see supporters buses from your area, contact them and you could maybe get a lift with them.
I'm going to tweet this link right now, so
Right. So we're not asking buses to provide this service for free, and we'll display prices alongside contact details. We'll also feature every Celtic Supporters Club that helps in a spotlight article on our web and newsletter, and sharing your good deed with the wider Celtic family. So by getting local Celtic Supporters Club involved in hosting our group, perhaps with a wee bit of pre and post match banter that has much of the match day experience as the football, together we can encourage the fans of the future. Because if you're coming in your car with your mum and dad to the game, it's not going to be the same experience if you're in a bus for like Lockheed or something like that. You know, if you're
it certainly wouldn't be the same experience with that bus.
But you know what I mean? If say you're coming from Aberdeen and you can get a lift in the Grampian Emerald bus or something like that, it's going to make your match day experience far better. And for young kids, this is what it's all about. So, as I say, go onto the website and just follow the link. It's just the Kano Foundation Supporters Bus link up. Joe will tweet it from the HomeBhoys Twitter address, and just go in there. Stick your supporters bus name down, contact name, contact number and contact email, and put where the bus leaves from. Street address or pub or whatever, city, postal address, and then just put any additional pickup points and stick your price for adults and your price for kids, which is charged for non-members or members on your bus, and any further information, just stick it down. And if you put your Celtic Supporters Club logo on it, they'll include it with the details on the site.
Yeah.
So, as I say, it's a no-brainer, and I find this quite incredible that there isn't something out there at the minute for Celtic supporters clubs, because we know a lot of supporters clubs are struggling, to get to the game. So this is a phenomenal idea, and it's not just to take the kids to the game. It could bring supporters clubs together, and people that's maybe living in far out areas can maybe get a wee niche and obviously find where they can join up with fellow hoops and get themselves to Celtic Park. So
yeah, I mean, you mentioned the new Paddock there. I mean, they went above and beyond for us. Like when we went over to the Kilmarnock game. I mean, they obviously they run a minibus. There's not that many folks, but they upgraded to a coach, and they got us another coach then at Belfast Harbour, and then we went on, and everything was taken care of by the Kano. I mean, it must have cost a fair few quid, but I mean, they were great about it. Like, I mean, it was all done for, but it was through the network of Celtic fans and through the Kano sort of network, and that's what this is trying to expand, this sort of initiative, and the new Padre only charged members prices, which is great as well. Another great thing. And I honestly think you're right, Justin, this could get bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, this could be a network that could definitely foster, as we've said before, hundreds, if not thousands, more Celtic supporters.
Yeah,
through the Kano Foundation.
And that's what the Kano Foundation's all about. They guys aren't in it for any personal gain. It's to create the next generation of Celtic supporters. And I think most Celtic fans now, I'd say 80% of Celtic fans have actually heard about the Kano Foundation now, because, word is out there. So get involved, get supporters groups for your area, get kids' football teams for your area, get them along with tickets for the game.
Yeah,
and get them in the supporters buses, but get your supporters bus registered to this, and hopefully we can get all supporters buses registered to it, because it is a no-brainer. What harm can it do?
As well, just it doesn't need to be like a group of 30 like I brought. It could be a group of 5.
Aye, exactly.
4 kids, 2 kids, 3 kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's because the tickets are there. You know what I mean? And they're there to be used.
Yeah, because they've got 90 tickets, so obviously they don't. The Kano Foundation don't make it that they fill the exact amount of seats every week. So as I say, if you've got 3 kids or whatever in your area, contact them, send an email, and apply for it. It doesn't need to be groups of 20, 30, 40. Could be anything. So just contact the guys, and they're more than happy to help out. But as I say, for all the supporters buses out there, get yourself registered to this, because it is a no-brainer and it's a great idea for the guys. And just something else the guys are taking initiative and putting forward there for the supporters. And,
just to mention as well, actually, I should mention this now. I was talking to Pat earlier on, just on Facebook Messenger, and at the dinner dance in March, they're going to be premiering. I'm doing a song for them. So yeah, for
really?
Just to go with pictures and stuff, and for Like
montagey pictures and stuff.
For events, something that could show people. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a song behind it, and I'm going to write that song, and that's going to be shown that night at the dinner dance. So we're looking forward to that. So looking forward to dinner dance immensely. Can't wait.
Brilliant, mate. Happy days.
So
happy days.
Keno Foundation is one of the best things I've found supporting Celtic.
I'd say it is the best.
Yeah, without a doubt. You know. So I want to get on and talk to Paul Larkin. Paul, you have been around the world. So, I mean, you were in Larne the weekend?
Aye. Every time I go to Larne, I just get fucking dogs abuse for everybody. Why are you going there and all this kind of thing.
Larne's a lovely place.
I find that incredible.
I mean, it's weird because, you know, I've had a relationship with the Larne guys for about 18 months now or whatever, and you know, they initially invited me over and stuff and whatever, and everybody just seems to have this impression that the minute you set foot there, you're going to be shot on sight or something, you know. So,
that's Carrickfergus.
It's kind of weird. It really is weird, and it kind of, you know, I was saying to a couple of the guys over there, I says, you know, the amount of abuse I'm getting about this, I says, in the promotion I'm doing, I'll have to be working for the fucking tourist board, like, you know, it's just non-stop. But I flew over there on Friday evening to Belfast. Belfast International Airport, by the way, has to be the worst airport in the world. Like,
you want to see it back in the 80s, Paul? It was a fucking nightmare.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's just the most unappealing place imaginable. Middle of anywhere, nothing in it.
It literally is the middle of fucking nowhere.
It's just awful place. And picked up, and then, of course, there's a new road now between Belfast and Larne. So you're talking, you know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes for the airport or whatever.
Really?
Aye. There's no kind of back roads or anything like that now. It's just straight on. And so we get drive up. My mate Gary picked me up and his girlfriend Danielle. And, you know, I thought we were going to the station bar where the film was being shown. And so he's like, no, we're going here. And I'm thinking, how well do I know this guy then? As we drive into a different place, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? He's like, just come with me. And so we went in and we ended up in the Larne sort of town hall and was greeted by the mayor, Martin Wilson. And I was like, fucking hell, this is unbelievable. So he took me into the parlour and all that kind of thing. And he's like, right, first of all, he says, I want you to sign the visitors book because you're going to become an official visitor to Larne. You're going to be, as a writer and producer of the Ask this year, so you'll have your own page in the visitors book and that'll be there forever. So I was like, fucking hell, this is amazing. Got my own pen gift to sign it and all that kind of thing. And he then took photographs, put the gold chain on, and he took photographs and stuff. And he was saying that that the chain was gifted to the people of Larne by a guy called Harry Smythe, who was one of the kind of plantation mob. And he said, you know, and he's made a wee speech about it, and he said, and I can assure you, when he gifted this to the people of Larne, he never ever expected it to go round a nationalist neck, that's for sure. You know, so that was all fantastic. And, you know, I'd been there, I'd done a book launch. The guys had asked me a year ago to go, almost a year ago at the weekend actually, to do a book launch there, or just to come over and chat to them basically about the book and stuff, which I did. And there's about 30 people there or whatever. And it was a great night and whatever. So when I went over this year, I wasn't really sure, you know, how many people would turn up, anything like that. Got in there and there was like 75 people there for the film. And it was just like, wow, you know what I mean? I couldn't believe it. And people had came up for Belfast and all over Ireland, you know, all over the north. Jordan McGrady and Mick Nolan and people like that. And it just, you know, incredible. The hospitality and that they were showing to me. So, for the first wee technical difficulty of the film, which was the speakers didn't work initially, which was obviously clearly a problem. So we kind of faffed through with that for a wee bit, and then eventually the singer came along and his speakers, and they came in and it's fine. And again, once again, the film got an absolutely brilliant reaction amongst a really tough crowd. I mean, it was a Friday night pub crowd, you know what I mean? And so initially it was like, when the film started, there was, you know, chatting and stuff, and I'm thinking, this is going to be a nightmare because people just aren't going to get this because they're not listening, they're not watching properly, and you know, or the ones that are, I mean, there was clearly ones that are not going to hear it, and then they're going to, but brilliantly, thankfully, the film content silenced people, and that really just sort of, and again, great reaction, and after it was like fantastic. So I was delighted with that because it's, you know, it's not an easy experience surrounded by 90% strangers putting your film up and wondering what their reaction would be, because most of them wouldn't even know who I was or what I looked like. So it's not like they're being polite or anything, in front of me. So that was really good. And then there was a singer on who was brilliant. I mean, he sang a lot of songs I don't think anybody would expect to hear in Lamb, that's for sure. Which was fucking fantastic. And a great night was had by all.